Am I the a-hole for telling my brother to stop coming unannounced and changing the locks? My brother, Chris, 27M fake name, moved in with my boyfriend, 28M, and I, 26F, 7 years ago. We took pity on him after he was kicked out of my childhood home for drug use and was sleeping in his car. At first, Chris and my boyfriend got along great. After a few years of living together, Chris became more reclusive and distant from us both. Chores were not being done around the house, and I was getting sick of cleaning up after him and his negative attitude. 6 months prior to the end of our lease, I told Chris that he had to find another living situation. He did finally move out a few weeks prior to the end of our lease, and I thought we all agreed about splitting up shared appliances and valuables. One thing we did not discuss was our shared robot mopping device. We acquired this one day at my grandmother's house a few years ago. She was moving and offered it to all 3 of us as she would not be using it. So we brought that little robot home. This thing is nothing fancy, just a small device you fill with cleaning solution and attach disposable mop pads. Let me be clear, in the 4 years we have had this thing, Chris has not once paid for any replacement mopping pads. Never had even turned the thing on. It was always boyfriend or I splitting the cost of pads and setting this thing up to run nightly, so we'd all wake up to clean floors downstairs. Chris hasn't returned his key because he's still slowly moving things out. It's been over a month now. He always showed up unannounced to our home to gather boxes and his belongings. Sometimes we wouldn't even realize he was there while we had been out. Last night, boyfriend was looking for our little robot friend as we had just gotten new pads delivered for it. Turns out after going crazy looking for this thing and texting Chris, he took it, claiming, "Yeah, he is mine." This was the last straw. We had been so accommodating to this man for years. I just can't believe Chris had the audacity to take our beloved robotic cleaning friend without a word. I have let Chris know that we are no longer comfortable with him coming by unannounced, and if he needs anything, we will look for it ourselves. I also said he can return his key to the office and we will pick it up. His response? "Stop being weird. I don't want any of your trash shit. I already had all my useful grow equipment stolen. Anyways, stop texting me before you make me mad." The gross stuff referred to here as indoor greenhouse and hydroponics, which was verbally agreed for an even split of material since both Chris and boyfriend acquired the equipment together. Boyfriend ordered a camera that will be here tomorrow. I've contacted the leasing office to make them aware of the animosity between us and requested the locks to be changed. I just want to know, am I going too far? This robot is not at all expensive, but it's more about the principle to me. I feel disrespected. We all have to see each other next week for Thanksgiving, and I know it will be awkward. Update posted in comments. Some of OOP's comments. Commenter, NTA. Your freeloading brother took the final step over the line. OOP, I appreciate your reply. Thanks for taking the time to read. I agree he's a freeloader and an arrogant one at that. Living situation. He's officially moved out more than a month ago now and has his own new residence. Also, we have only been staying at this townhouse for 1 year and a month. We had all moved out together from our previous living situation. The robot. Additional information. We absolutely loved this robot. One of my boyfriend and I's favorite pastimes is to get stoned and watch this little guy go back and forth cleaning our floors. I almost feel like this was intentionally taken from us to prevent enjoyment and as an intentional inconvenience. Commenter, you took in a drug user. What did you expect? OOP, I thought I had almost lost my brother, so that had probably clouded my judgment. It was an unintentional overdose from a laced substance, was supposed to be just psilocybin. At least that's what I was told. Did he tell you? He told me the story of being kicked out, but it was corroborated by my mom and siblings. It does seem like he didn't realize what the substance actually was, but I guess plays stupid games when stupid prizes fits. Commenter, has he ever taken any responsibility for what got him kicked out, or was it never his fault? What kind of housemate was he? Boyfriend was very patient cause that's a lot of drama no one needs. Have you apologized to boyfriend for disrupting his home? OOP, the main reason we wanted him to move out was space for boyfriend and I as a couple. We're planning engagement soon and want to move on with our own lives. He was quite weird to live with, especially towards the end. Didn't clean up the mess on the stove or coffee area after himself. I don't think he took out the trash once, and I had to ask. I have apologized to my boyfriend for letting this go on for so long, but I should really put a note or something together for him. Thanks. I see what you actually mean by getting kicked out, and yes, he fully admitted that he was at fault for the drugs. As far as I know, he doesn't do hard drugs, only legal weed and psychedelics. Commenter, Your brother's an a-hole who seems to have some entitlement and anger management issues. I'd go no contact with him ASAP. OOP, we were low contact as it was while living together. We hardly spoke at all, and he would walk in and ignore us, no hello or goodbye. Commenter, please tell me you charged him some sort of rent. OOP, oh yes, originally we all stayed in boyfriend's childhood home, and we didn't have rent, so he didn't either. But when we all moved on to rented spaces, he did contribute 1/3. What does he want with the robot anyway? He only wants the mopping robot now that he has hardwood floors now. But we've always lived in a house where this robot was useful. He just didn't want to contribute to our shared space. He also had the audacity to say his contributions to cleaning the floor was the robot itself. That was given to us and he did not pay for? Robot. For those asking, here's a link to the specific device, a robot Briva mopping robot, linked below in the description. OOP is voted NTA. Update in comments 2 days later. Update, I decided to reach out to my brother and ask him nicely to bring our robot friend to Thanksgiving so we can bring him back home. Here's the messages so far. Me, I've gotten some time to think about this and gotten some different perspectives. I don't believe the robot belongs to you. I'd really appreciate if you could bring it with you to Thanksgiving so we can bring it back home. I feel as though we've been very accommodating to you over the years you've lived with us, and taking a shared appliance without any discussion is not only disrespectful, but shows your lack of consideration for us. So we'd like our robot back, since really he is ours after years of using and upkeeping without any help from you. Chris, I've gotten some time to think about it, and I want the TV from Grandma's as well, so go ahead and bring it over when you get a chance, thanks. Me, TV was also given to us specifically. I'm not sure why you think that's yours as well. Chris, everything was given to you apparently. She asked me if I wanted the robot while I was in the kitchen, and I said yes. That's how it went, end of story. I don't give two shits what you think is yours or not. If I let you borrow something because I'm not using it, it doesn't make it yours. Me, as I remember it, we were all there at the time she offered. And I even tried to decline since it's still useful, but she insisted. It was given to all of us as a shared household. If you thought it was yours, you should have had a discussion with us first before taking it while we were out. Chris, you remember wrong, and I don't need to have a discussion about my own things. Not to mention boyfriend moving shady, taking shit out of the tent while I was gone thinking I wouldn't notice, LOL, how is that any different? I didn't bring it up because I'm a bigger person and don't really care anymore. I want to put this terrible part of my life behind me, and if you don't leave it be, I'm going to leave you behind as well. Me, you and boyfriend had a discussion about splitting up the gross stuff which he thought went amicably. You aren't being very mature, and I don't want someone that can't have a simple conversation about shared items in my life anyways. So I guess that's it. Looks like we will not be getting our little friend back. Thank you all for your support and interacting with this post. This was my second post ever, and to see it blow up was a crazy feeling. 2 hours later. Actually, after the convo boyfriend just had with him, we might be seeing our friend again soon. Look out next Thursday for an update. Update post. 10 days from OG post. Hello again. I just wanted to start by saying thank you all for your judgments on my last post. I read every comment and gave each perspective some thought. Ultimately, you guys helped me gain the confidence to stand up for myself and ask for our robot back. I included my text conversation with my brother Chris in the comments of my last post. To summarize, I asked as politely as I could for our mopping robot back, as well as stated the reasonings why it belonged to us. Chris refused to see reason and pretty much said he would be cutting me out of his life if I kept bringing this up. My wonderful boyfriend couldn't sit back and let him be disrespectful to us anymore. He had his own conversation with Chris, which for privacy reasons cannot be shared. Boyfriend ended up taking some of your guys' advice and threatened to reveal specific information to our family if our robot was not returned on Thanksgiving. This was last Thursday, so he had 1 week to make a decision. After a quiet week, I was preparing myself to drop a bomb on family dinner. But then, I went out to start warming up my car Wednesday night, and there was a box on my front step. I didn't order anything, and as I picked up the box, noticed it wasn't sealed. Guys, our robot friend found his way home. I guess Chris decided that a mopping robot was not worth ruining his reputation with our family. He will not be bothering us anymore, and we will be low/no contact from now on. Now a positive from all this drama. Boyfriend and I are utilizing our new home monitoring cameras to watch our pets. Our dogs and cats' activities while home alone are so entertaining, it's brought us a lot of joy to check in on them. Family photo will be posted in comments of pets and robot. Have a great holiday season, everyone. Commenter, glad you got it back, but does it still work? OOP, it does. He's back to work. Seems like he wasn't used at all. No surprise, the same dirty pad was on from when we last used it.